What's up, dude? This new update has been fucking insane, dude. I've been loving every bit of it, dude. All the Arcane shit is really good now. Like, they're not just okay, like, they're really good. And honestly, it might need a little bit of a nerf. You'll see after I show you. These are the few items that I've equipped. Obviously, I'm fat rolling right now. We're gonna be looking at some of the, off the top of my head, you know, some of the best current weapons and some of the not so good current weapons. So starting off, for Arcane, in terms of damage-wise, I really don't like Mariah's Executioner. A lot of people are talking about this weapon, right? A lot of people wanted me to test it out, but this weapon does... It's an Arcane weapon that requires no intelligence, but still does magic damage, which I think is pretty cool. But realistically, it's really slow, does decent damage, but the weapon art, it's like really cool, maybe good against bosses, but it takes too long of a cast time for not that much of damage. That did 1,300 damage in like a few seconds. It's just... Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That didn't max 1,600, right? And like, I have it like at +9 right now. I also like have like 40 dex. It scales okay with dex, but it's more of a strength item, so maybe it's better with strength. I don't have any strength right now, so you can test that out if you want. I think that's like okay. Probably my least favorite one. A lot of people were saying it's really good now. I don't know. Maybe if you spec fully into strength, sure, but I'm fully into dex right now, so it just doesn't feel that good with me. Hold up. We've fat rolled. This next one, I guess we'll show this one. The 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. This weapon is fucking sick. Okay, this one is actually sick. As you can see there, that one is absolutely fucking insane. This one is +9 right now. It has really good scaling, really decent scaling, I should say. C dex and C arcane. Blood loss buildup is 82. Really fucking great weapon. It's a high skill cap weapon, so you can't just like, you know, mash left click and be rewarded. Like, you actually have to learn how to use this weapon, like style on people. Like, it's a very good weapon for people that like want to test how good they are. I think this will be insane in PvP. I think this weapon will be very broken in PvP. Mariah's might just be good for PvE. Might be like a good boss shredder, who knows. As for the next weapons, this one's really good. I like 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 just because it has a really cool weapon art. This also gives you iframes, by the way. That gives you iframes, and you can do like a little counter attack after, which does more damage but consumes mana. So I'll show you here that it does give you iframes when he swings at me. After this guy swings at me, you can see you dodge it. It's just like a roll. It's just like a roll. Same with this. I dodged all of that. I just dodged all of that little attack. It's really fucking good. Like, I like this. This is probably one of my favorite ones, if I had to say. Next, we will have the Rivers of Blood. You know, everybody's been talking about it. I'm not going to spend too much time. You'll see 30 videos in the next hour just about this weapon alone, now that it's good. I already did make one on it, but yes, this weapon is good again. It is very fucking good. I'm just testing on 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 because I've killed like every boss in the game, and I'm not on New Game Plus yet because I still have shit to do. So I would say it's kind of hard to get off the full weapon art in PvP because you can get interrupted. But yeah, Rivers of Blood, really good. Everybody knows that, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Really fucking good weapon right here. +10. These are the scalings for it. It goes up to a B in dexterity, which is actually, I think, the highest dexterity here, besides next one, which is Morgoth's Curse Sword. This is another interesting one. This is actually a boss weapon, so a bit of a spoiler for that. But this weapon's really cool. It's a really long curved sword. Oh shit, all these fuckers are dead. It's a really long curved sword, and the curved sword is kind of like, it's similar to Rivers of Blood, because Rivers of Blood deals fire damage and physical damage, but this weapon deals only physical damage, but its weapon art deals fire damage. It's like that, and you can use it twice. Very flashy, very cool. I think it's a very interesting weapon. I think it's super fucking dope. But I don't know if it's better in terms of Rivers, because like Rivers has fire damage on it, right? But maybe you don't want fire damage. So if you don't want fire damage on your weapon, you would go with this sword, because it's kind of like it, and it's kind of similar in terms of damage. But the issue is that if you didn't want fire and you use this weapon, well, this weapon has fire as its weapon art, so it's kind of like counterproductive. So I'd say it's pretty much just up to preference. It has a really cool weapon art that you're probably not going to land, though, so that's the only drawback. The next weapon, again, Eleanor's Pole Blade. I have another video on this. This weapon's really fucking cool, really stylish, really flashy, really good damage. I think the best part about it is that when you use this weapon, you do get a little bit of iframes. Like, when you are casting it, right when you jump,
Syrobe,
you get all the iframes.
Twitter superstar.
But after you come down, like, you can't even get interrupted. Like, if I get hit while I'm like casting it, like here, like while I'm on the floor, I can get hit and interrupted. But after I jump, I can't be stopped, I'm pretty sure. I think that's how the weapon works. So it's really cool for that. Really good weapon again. C dexterity, blood loss is pretty insane. Also does fire damage. Most of these weapons do fire damage, you'll notice. A lot of these weapons are fire damage and blood related. And same with Blood Flame, which brings us to our next weapon, because that's a perfect transition, which is 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 weapon. This is probably the coolest fucking weapon out of all of them. Now this weapon is fucking insane. I think this weapon's probably one of the best Arcane weapons, and I might just make a new fucking video just for this weapon, because like, I mean, like, here, let's just look at this, bro. Like, there's like no fucking contest how fucking cool this weapon is. First off, it just fucking deletes everything nearby. It's so good. The AoE is massive. The charge time is really long, but the good thing is that it's actually hard to be interrupted. You get like increased poise when you use it. Very large AoE. Very fucking cool weapon. As soon as you thrust upwards with the weapon too, it gets covered in Blood Flame. So you actually will do Blood Flame to someone. As you can see, now he's on fire, building up bleed. And then you can also proc with this. Look, see how he hit me and I couldn't be interrupted? That's not going to be true for every attack, but most of the attacks you'll actually be able to poise through it. And you'll be able to get the cast off without being interrupted, even if you're hit, which is a lot different from most items. Rivers and Eleanor's can be interrupted from the first little half of it, I'm pretty sure. And then I think Margaret's can be interrupted as well. I'm pretty sure all of them can be interrupted for like the first few stages.
What up, Syrobe?
Including Mariah's.
Twitter superstar.
So I think this is probably one of the best ones. I might make a full video on this. This weapon is fucking insane. It looks really badass first off. And on top of that, here is my armor. This is going to be very good with it. The white mask gives you increased damage whenever there is blood loss, and everything that you've seen here kind of applies blood loss in some sort of way besides Mariah's. As well as the Lord of Blood's Exaltation. This one is really cool because this one gives you more attack power for bloodlust as well, so it synergizes really well. Get an insane amount of damage from just these two. The Shard of Alexander also greatly boosts the power skills. It does work with most of these.
Syrobe?
I don't know if all of them.
Superstar.
I am like 90% sure from just my testings alone that it is an increase in numbers with the Shard of Alexander for your little like Mog Spear, like this thing, and every other weapon art, including Rivers, including Eleanor's, like everything should be increased with this. Godfrey Icon, again, enhances charge spells and skills, also helps all this shit because it's all about really cool charge weapon arts. Really great. And then the Fire Scorpion Charm is actually an interesting one because I did notice that there is some damage increased with just the Fire Scorpion Charm. So you do get like a slight increase in damage with this Fire Scorpion Charm. However, you will also take more damage with it on. So if you don't want to have that like a little gamble, I would also recommend these other ones such as the Carrion Filigreed Crest, because this one lowers FP. So if you're spamming your skills, you know, you're going to use a little bit less mana for that. It's like, I think 10% less mana for your mana cost. Pretty good. Radagon's Icon, from what I can tell, does not shorten the casting time of your weapon skills. It clearly says just spells, so that doesn't help, but I wanted to test it just in case to see if it did. The Millicent's Prosthesis, I think, from what I can find, I think this does actually raise attack of your skills if you land multiple hits. I'm pretty sure I tested on Rivers and Mogs. I think it works really well with those two. I haven't tested much more outside of that, but the Rotted Wing Sword Insignia doesn't seem to increase it at all. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if I'm using it wrong. Let me know your feedback in the comments below and what talisman you think I should be using or what talisman I should try out. These are all the ones that I could figure out on the top of my head for charge attacks and fire damage and, you know, skill spamming shit. Because this is really cool. Like, using this skill is probably my favorite thing. And it makes farming these guys a lot easier, by the way. Like, it makes it a lot faster. Like, I'm going to go into here, but we're going to go back and try it. Really good at clearing these guys out. Really good for this area. And it's also really fucking cool. I mean, like, dude, how cool is this? You stab the fucking sky, get blood flame on your spear, poise through attacks like that. Just straight up eat that shit, bro. Take it. And it's also really cool. Like, it does decent damage.
Syrobe. Twitter superstar.
I think if I look at my stats, I actually do 904 damage. Here are my skill points, by the way. If you guys want an arcane build, you can kind of just copy this. This is more oriented towards dexterity, though. Hold on, stop following me. This is more oriented towards dexterity, so this actually doesn't scale that well with dexterity. Again, this is a strength one, so it could be optimized a lot better. But I was using primarily Rivers before this video, and I was using the Bloody 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, which is two of my favorite weapons. They're both dexterity weapons. So that's why I have more dex, but you could just swap the dex and the strength around, like no big deal. I'm level 125, 40 vigor, 30 endurance is the most important parts. Strength, I have 22. You could switch it with dexterity, I have 40, and arcane about 40. Those are all around good numbers to have, pretty average numbers. Lets you use all the weapons, except this one needs 24, so I would probably put 2 more points in this. Maybe take points out of maybe my strength. I mean, sorry, my dexterity. Take 2 points out of that, maybe put it in strength, who knows, because these weapons do have a little bit of a strength requirement for some of them. But for the most part, that is a quick wrap up for the new arcane weapons. They are very fucking good. I would suggest all of you guys go try them out. share with me in your comments below, or join my Discord, or join my stream. Let me know what your findings are. Let me know if you find some dope shit that I missed, because obviously I'm gonna miss some shit. It's like 3 in the morning right now. I've been streaming for like literally 12, 13 hours already, just because this patch is giving me like a burst a second win, dude. And I've been loving it, dude. These weapons are fucking badass, and they're just super fun to use. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, appreciate all the support my channel's been getting. It's been fucking blowing up. Appreciate that more than you guys realize. At the end of the day, like I said, I am just, you know, a regular college student, so I do have midterms coming up soon, but I wanted to get these videos out early before I have to actually work on them, because this patch it answers a lot of good stuff. And you haven't seen that already, go check out my video on the patch notes where I broke everything down. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay subbed and drop a fat fucking like for more. Peace out.